the John is a lot like David Fincher in that I think John knows what he wants to see, and he has a real sharp vision of what
Uh-huh.
he wants to see. And but at the same time, I've got to mention, how about the man who wrote the screenplay for the thing, Bill Lancaster?
David, how are you?
I am well, Jim. And how are you and where are you?
Okay, good question. I was going to ask you that too. Where in the world are I am boiling in Chicago right now. It is a heat wave out here. It is hot. So hopefully it's cooler where you're at.
I'm so glad to be talking to someone in Chicago because I was born and raised in a little town called Waukegan.
That's right. Very familiar. So I'm right by, I'm in Des Plaines. I don't know if you're familiar. Waukegan a little bit more north.
Yeah.
Um, but that's great. Do you still come back around here to the roots and to to the area you sort of were from originally?
Well, I feel a pull, and I was there um, in I was there last year
Uh-huh.
after a horror film convention that you may have heard of called Flashback Weekend.
Okay, yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah. So I attended that convention in 2024 in August and had a great time there. Really, fans of John Carpenter's The Things are
Yes.
a special breed of people, and I enjoy
Yes.
meeting them and talking to them and hearing their experiences and getting to know what it is about that film that is so compelling to so many people. So I had a great time in Chicago at the flashback weekend, and then I went up to Waukegan, and I had a great time visiting family and friends, and I want to go back.
It's a fun little downtown they have there. I was there over the summer, like outside to eat and everything. It's a nice stroll in the evening on a weekend in Waukegan.
Genesee Street.
That's right.
Genesee.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great uh well, we used to call it the drag. It's Main Street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of
so that's a lot of fun. I didn't mean to turn the conversation all the way to Waukegan and Flashback Weekend, but it's nice to be talking to someone who's based in Chicago.
yes. No, that's perfect. I love that start to it. You've been doing this for a long time. Thank goodness they didn't have you rock climbing here in the Sound, but I don't know, maybe you would have been up for it. What appealed to you about this project? I mean, it's sort of got that little aura. You mentioned the thing. There's definitely here some forces, possession and sort of things like that. So I think that crowd might enjoy this one.
Well, that's what Brendan Devane,
Hmm.
the writer director of The Sound, that's what he told me the first time we talked on the
Interesting.
phone. He said, I am making a movie, and it's a combination of rock climbing and an element of horror, some supernatural, weird outside influence that has people saying, I don't trust that guy. I don't
Uh-huh.
trust that woman. I'm climbing with them. I'm up the face of this. Something is wrong here. I don't trust these people. Something is telling me that this is so it's that element of the the fear that I experience watching rock climbers. And I
Mhm.
don't mind watching them, but I'm feeling the adrenaline going through my body as I watch the rock climbers. And then when this horrific thing starts happening to them, and it's not the same thing that happens to the team of scientists in the thing.
Right.
It's not the same thing, but it puts you in the same state of mind. And that's what Brendan meant when he told me that. And I said, okay, I'm intrigued. And I read Brendan's script, The Sound, and I thought this is really a good story that he is telling.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to be part of this.
There you go. A lot of good younger actors here too. Do you like working with younger talent in a sense to maybe offer your experience? You've been around the industry and just in life in general. How do you feel in a sense working with younger actors of today?
Well, first, let me say that I never worked with any of them on this film. Isn't
You
that?
are on the sort of a Zoom thing here too, so I was wondering if that was actually sort of
Yeah.
delivered that way. Okay,
I I didn't know any of these actors. I didn't get to
interesting.
meet them until 2 nights ago at the premiere in Las Vegas. And they're a lovely, group of people. I enjoyed meeting them, and I think their performances are terrific. But don't tell your viewers, don't tell your listeners that I never worked with any of them. I I
Secrets
I
tied.
shot Brendan shot the scene in the back of our house in a little room, and I didn't, I never met Sean,
Yeah.
who I was having the dialogue with Sean. I never met him. I
Wow.
and So I didn't meet these people until 2 nights ago. And I have to say, watching the film, The Sound,
Yeah.
on a big screen in a theater in Las Vegas, lovely little art house theater, but with a big screen and a great sound system. This is an amazing film. It's a low budget independent film by a first time director, and it's just a knockout. He
Yeah.
really, really did a hell of a job. The cinematography, the sense of being out in this natural world with these awesome, using that word in the real sense, this
Mm.
awesome landscape with this terrifying cliff of a mountain,
Yes.
and the editing, the acting, it's really fun, and the actors are all good. But I think I get a real kick out of Radio Man, the guy at the base of the mountain
Yes.
trying to figure out what is going on in his headphones and why they can't communicate with the climbers. I really get a kick out of that. The actor who played that part is funny and serious and committed and real. But I think that your audience will get a kick out of watching this guy and the whole movie. But that one element is really so good.
Yeah, he's got it good compared to the others up on a cliff. That watching
Right.
that cliff and them climbing, it's really claustrophobic. It puts the fear in it just in itself. You don't need entities because that's already scary enough to think that people actually do this and put their lives on the line. So that's a skill in its own, David.
It is, yeah, yeah. And if you're like me and you're afraid of heights,
Same here.
you are going to get a real adrenaline hit watching this, because I'm afraid of heights, but I'm drawn into the rock climbing experience, seeing the climbers go up and worrying about when they're going to fall, when they're going to slip and catch themselves or not. It's that's a major element in the sound.
There you go. David, you've worked with two of my favorites when it comes to directors. Master of Horror, obviously in John Carpenter, and a master of suspense in David Fincher. What are these guys like? I'm curious for an actor who's done this for so long, working with two really heavyweights. I'm just curious the experience, the process with these two sort of legendary, directors. What was that like for you?
Well, the the experiences are separated. One was in 1981,
Yes.
and the other one was in 2012 or 2013. So
Hmm.
that's a huge leap in itself. Um, and I would have to say that David Fincher pretty much knows exactly what he wants to see on the video as he's shooting the scene.
Uh-huh.
And it seems to me that he has thought everything out very precisely. And when you watch him direct and you see him looking, I think there are two big video screens that he can watch as the actors are playing the scene.
Hmm.
And I get the sense that every detail has to be just right. So he will call for another shot to get a detail that wasn't quite right the first time to get that right again. And so he's not afraid to do a lot of takes.
Yes, that's what I
He
heard.
has this vision, of how he's thought it all through in advance. But when I showed up in it was Missouri, a
Uh-huh.
little town in Missouri, and I said, my could I wear have a pair of glasses on a string like
Uh-huh.
this? Are you in? I mean, does
Yeah.
that interest you? I mean, it's your choice. It doesn't make that much difference to me, but this is how I use, this is how I go through life with these glasses
Yeah.
hanging, hanging from a string around my neck. And he looked and he said, yeah, yeah. So that was something that he didn't anticipate. And he just, with that mind of his, he
Yes.
said, that'll work. That will work. That's a detail that I now want in my film. So I thought that was remarkable.
Yeah.
And I have stories, some stories about John, but that would take another half hour. I would just
I bet.
say that John is a lot like David Fincher in that I think John knows what he wants to see, and he has a real sharp vision of what
Uh-huh.
he wants to see. And but at the same time, I've got to mention, how about the man who wrote the screenplay for the thing? Bill Lancaster,
Yes.
son of Burt Lancaster. Bill Lancaster, to my mind, created 12 amazing, different characters in one movie, and he managed to make them all unique so that you're watching 12 men, but you have a sense of who each one is. And that's Bill Lancaster, screenwriter. And believe it or not, he also wrote the screenplay for a wonderful youth coming of age comedy called The Bad News Bears.
Yes.
People, your audience may not remember The Bad News Bears, but they should check it out. It's a very, very funny, heartwarming film. And Bill Lancaster wrote both of those screenplays. So
Yeah.
props to him for
Yeah.
that.
Walter Matthau. I mean, just it's a classic. Jackie Earl Haley. I mean, it's an absolute classic movie in that own sense. But David, appreciate you sharing this, the stories and looking back. Good to know a little inside information that you had this recorded at home too. So that's cool. As long as you find a way to show yourself on screen, that's all that matters, and let that movie magic create. It's really cool to get to talk to you and hear the stories. And looking forward to seeing you in more things.
Thank you. And I'm really impressed by what you know about the history of entertainment. It's a nice to talk to somebody like that.
Oh, I love movies. I mean, David, one thing I always do, I make myself available every weekend to go see a movie in a movie theater, just to get
Fantastic.
away. That's my hobby or relaxation time. Every weekend, I find like a Friday night, Saturday night, I will go see a movie and just unplug from the world. I think it's a great sort of therapy, at least for me.
What a great idea. Thank you.
Hey, hope to see and talk to you again, David. Thanks for the
All
time.
right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim. Be
Thank you.
well.